Five,
Five,
four, three,
three,
two,
2,
1. You are now live.
Former athlete, businessman, model, fashion influencer, father of 3. Don't be a hating ass bitch.
This guy was good.
Thank you for having me, Kobe. This is fun.
Crazy game, stay crazy, sign me. What up? What up? What up? What up? It is your boy, none other than Kobe Nasir Wallace, aka Call Me Doc Crazy, and you are tuned into the Crazy Talk podcast. But today it is very special because this is not just Crazy Talk podcast. This is not just Tuesday Night Live. I am back again with another episode of one of my favorite shows, All Grown Up. Wait, I think I did it wrong. All Grown Up. Y'all like it that way, but we're gonna start doing it that way from now on, y'all. All Grown Up. They said, and this is episode 5 of All Grown Up. They said this show has really taken legs of its own. I'm really fucking with the response that y'all have given me. They said because I have been having some of my favorite friends on. We have been talking about some real shit that you don't really hear from Gen Zers, right? They said, so I think we're kind of turning the tide. We're kind of turning the tide here. And I think today is going to turn the tide just a little bit more. They said, I have a really, they said, sweet treat. And they said, no pun intended. They said, today we have a influencer, a model. They said, and one of my good friends, they said, today I have invited JJC to the Crazy Talk podcast. Welcome, Joel's World.
Yo, what's up, y'all? That was an amazing introduction. I love that.
Hey, they said clock it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like it. Yeah. They said welcome to the Crazy Talk podcast. I'm excited. First, I'm excited to have you on. I first want to thank you for coming on. They said thank you for coming on my platform. This platform has really been building, and I'm so excited that you know, ready to hop on board and keep the bus rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to have a conversation about the stuff we got planned up. And like I was telling you, this is some inspo for my own podcast. So I'm excited to see how you do it.
They said, stay tuned. You can follow him. They said, now, don't be weird, all right? They said, don't be going and blowing up his DMs and all of that, all right? They said, but you can follow him at Joel's World _ on Instagram. I believe that's your TikTok too, right?
No, that's my Instagram. My TikTok. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, it's linked in his bio and his Instagram.
Exactly.
So you can find him on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. He's very, very influential in the social media space, which is why, like he just said, we're going to get him doing his own podcast. They said, because we want to hear what he got to say. They said, how are you though? How are you feeling? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm a little bit nervous because it's like a live stream, but I do my little lives on TikTok, so it's nothing. I've been good though. Been working a lot. I've been in a very grown up era myself. Literally just like working every day, paying bills, and like trying to make time for health and wellness, trying to make time to like pour into my dreams and aspirations while also getting all the shit I need done. So just trying to balance the adults.
I was going to say, sounds like you're all grown up. They
Yeah.
said, you're adulting at its finest. They said, I want to let the people know. They said we did not have usually you have a pre-production meeting. We kind of had a pre-production meeting, but we didn't talk about anything that we're going to talk about. They said, so this is raw, this is real, and these are opinions. They said, are we right? We could be.
Right. Also, I do want to preface that I'm like, I speak from a place of like my personal life experience, personal perspective. Like, it's none of it is fact, unless I tell you it's fact. If I don't tell you that though, then it's more opinion based. I don't want to like, be like, this is law. You know what I'm saying?
But if it hits you and it sizzles in your spirit, then maybe it's right. You
Right.
know?
Right. If it resonates, it resonates.
Yeah, they said, but we haven't chatted, I don't think, in depth in like, I feel like it's been 10 years. They said no. But
Right.
it's been like 3 years. They said so. The last time that we were cool, we had really deep conversations about a lot of different things: politics, religion, spirituality, sexuality, a lot of different things. So I know you are one of the perfect people to talk to when it comes to getting a opinion that's not on trend for Gen Z or on trend for 2026, right? They said, before we even continue on, they said, first of all, happy Pride Month, right? They said it is Pride Month. They said, all the gays out there, we see you. Yeah, tap in. They said tap in. The Crazy Talk podcast, if not one thing, we are inclusive. Okay. They said so. Come on over. Come on over. They said, what you say?
Who is they?
Who is it?
Who is that? I'm like,
they said
this, they said that. I'm like, who said what?
the voices in my head. They said,
I always knew you was a little bit crazy, but this is that moment. This is that
people always ask me, Joel, why is your name call me crazy? They said, since I was young, people, Kobe is crazy. They said whether they mean I'm hilarious or they mean I'm a little cuckoo. I'm a little crazy, and I own it. They said I accept it. They said a little crazy, little delulu. They said, yeah, I could be. I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, y'all are crazy, actually.
Not too much. They said, because you Cancer?
Yeah.
We're not going to get into those combos.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a whole nother podcast episode.
Whole nother podcast, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you Pisces be Delulu, for sure. Very hyper emotional. Oh my God, my ex was a Pisces. God bless his heart. That man cry about everything. No shade.
He probably had a lot to deal with. That he.
What that mean? What you saying? It's all right, shit. I'll take it.
Astrology, that is definitely a great topic for maybe a Joel's World podcast episode.
Not facts.
Yeah, working name. Okay. They said we're gonna get it though. We're gonna get it. But today we do have a jam-packed show. We have a lot of great topics to talk about today, Joel. They said first, like I said, I wanted to say happy Pride Month because a lot of the topics tonight are sexuality based. Like I was saying, we have some religious, some spirituality. We got some being a minority in there. So we're going to kind of touch on a lot of different things that's going on in America today. They said, because I don't think I have to preface this, at least not to my fucking audience, but shit is crazy out here. They said, I may be crazy, but shit is crazy out here. And a lot is going on, especially in MAGA America, right? They said, so we have a lot to discuss. But first, we are going to discuss a topic that is actually stemming from a prior episode of All Grown Up. Episode 2 of All Grown Up with Michelle. Go watch that if y'all didn't tune in. We talked about labels within the community, and a lot of people always say, like, what the fuck, gives you the right to speak on shit. I also feel this is one thing. This is a 2-part answer, right? Is being straight not a sexuality? Wouldn't that be a sexuality, Joel?
I mean, yeah, it's a way to describe your sexuality. Right.
Why wouldn't straight people be included in the LGBTQS? Shouldn't it be a everybody thing?
Not necessarily. So like the idea of having like a LGBTQ community is to have a safe space for people who don't fit inside of a societal norm. So being a straight person you have community of other straight people everywhere you go. The idea of having like a specific community geared towards queer people is to have safe spaces for people who don't fit inside that norm. So like, yeah, there would be no reason to, at that point, it's not really, it's less of a community. It's just like, it's just the world. Everybody fits on the spectrum of sexuality. So it's like
Yes.
the point of the LGBTQ community, I feel like, or making it something like exclusive to straight people is so people can have spaces that are curated to queer people like themselves.
First of all, well said.
Thanks.
Your first answer on a podcast. We did it. Yeah, we did. You know, now, how do you feel? Are you? We get into the flow of it here. They said, I do want to rebuttal them.
Okay.
I agree with everything you said. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said societal norm.
Right.
Being straight is a societal norm in the eyes of some people. They said now today in age, I do feel like it's a little bit of a societal norm to be queer, right? They said so. That's just how I see it. But then the second part of that is, you know, yeah, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak on things because I've seen things, I've done things, in whatever that may mean to whoever, whatever. They said I've said it here on the Crazy Talk podcast, and people thought I was joking. It really wasn't a joke. They said, as an unidentified, they said I'm the you. Okay? They said we get it in and we talk, and you know, I know things. That's how. Okay. Since you want to be all up in my motherfucking business and you got your motherfucking degree and y'all know it. Okay. They said, Joel, you have a question.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, I'm not even a question. I was just gonna go back to like the labels, because that's what the topic was like starting off at. Like,
yeah,
when it comes to labels, I feel like labels can be extremely important, but I also feel like labels can be extremely like disruptive in terms of like making people connect. Like, I feel like labels can make people feel more separated. But labels can also be really important in terms of like self-identifying and understanding yourself. So like, right. I think that in terms of like sexuality, I don't think that it's really important for you to label what you are or try to fit yourself inside of a mold or a box, especially because sexuality is a spectrum. So I feel like the major reason why people do like label themselves is to have a clearer understanding of who they are and to find people who like resonate with what they are and like feel the same way or whatever. But if you find freedom in not labeling yourself and just allowing yourself to be fluid, I think that that's like beautiful too. I think that it should be more of like a to each its own thing. You know, if you want to categorize yourself because that makes you feel like, you know, like amazing for whatever reason, then label yourself, categorize yourself, and find people who fuck with that. If you don't want to categorize yourself because you feel more free just being fluid in your expression, or you do what you do when you want to do it type shit and you don't want to put a title on it, that's also cool. Yeah, something I like about the community, and this isn't like all the time, but in general, like I feel like the LGBTQ community is very diverse. So like they're pretty accepting. You can be like on the like super gay end, be like a trans woman who's like this or that, or you can just be like, you know, like an unidentified, like curious person, and people will still accept you with open arms. Like you don't have to be like super gay to be welcomed. Like, right. Yeah, I fuck with that. I fuck with the inclusivity. That's why I really enjoy going into gay spaces, honestly, because like none of us are the same. I don't walk and talk like you. I'm not from where you're from, but there's a connection that we're building here just on the simple fact that we know what it's like to feel othered for what we like. Okay.
That's, and I think that kind of sums up, you know, what labels are or what labels look like within the community, right? You kept saying the spectrum of sexuality. So you do feel that sexuality is a spectrum and that it's a wide range of things that maybe even we don't know yet, you know, because people always joke, they always adding some shit. They always this, that, and the third, the Q, the S, the five, whatever. Do these things, one, well, you just kind of said they have meaning, but do they have like a place in society? Do they have a place where we can get straight people to understand these words, understand the meanings of them, and then have them address people as such instead of
Well,
just boxing it all in.
to answer your first question, yes, sexuality is a spectrum. I mean, I guess that's like a belief. Not everyone believes in that, but I do. Like, it's clearly a
Right.
spectrum to me, and the majority of people do not fall on the very end of this side or the very end of this side. Like most spectrums, people fall somewhere in the middle. So, like, yeah, like I think that understanding that in itself can really like help cure a lot of homophobia. Because, like, but outside of that, what was the second thing that you just asked me?
Does that is there a place where like straight people where it becomes a societal norm where straight people can learn these terms, these words and the meanings of them and then address people as
Right.
such? They're just saying everything's gay.
So one societal norm really is dependent on where you're living. Like societal norm in New York City is completely different than the societal norm in like Kingston, Jamaica, where they're extremely homophobic. So like there's just like it depends on where you're staying. But I also think and believe that understanding, like, it's a choice to try to understand people. And like even if you don't agree with them or support something that they're doing, like it's a choice to put yourself in the perspective of someone else who lives a different life to try to understand where they're coming from and then give empathy based off of that. So I think there's definitely a reality in which more straight people or like people who've grown up in environments that are extremely homophobic can become more understanding, but there has to be a desire to do that. And I think that in a lot of places there really isn't I think it's changing though slowly. Like I think there's a deeper understanding, at least here in the United States, that like gay people are everywhere. All of us have gay members of our family. Like it's somewhere, like all of us are associated and acquainted with gay people, if not somewhere like on the spectrum ourselves. And I think slowly but surely, like at least here in our country, it's becoming like very like acceptable, even in places and in spaces that it wasn't before. Like people just don't give as much of a fuck as they used to, which is beautiful. Which is really, really beautiful. That's how it should be.
They said you giving less of a fuck about this means you're giving a fuck more about you. They said, so we love that. We love that. But I think your answer was the perfect segue kind of into our next topics, right? You said something also that sparked a tingling sensation in my brain. You said that not just straight people, but people who have grown up in a lot of homophobia dominated spaces, right? They said because a lot of people who are in the community, within the community, grew up in a lot of homophobic based spaces or surroundings, just based on where they come from. What does that what do you think that does to someone in the community who grew up around that space? Does that take away that confidence? Does that take away that willingness to connect and open up about maybe a label?
For sure. I think well, one, I would like to say I'm gay. And two, I feel like being more straight passing gay person, I often connect with queer men who aren't necessarily like fully comfortable with being queer yet. So I often get in contact or closeness with queer people or gay people or people on the spectrum who are still struggling with a lot of internalized homophobia. And it shows when we see gay people who are more flamboyant or more feminine or trans people. That's when you start seeing like, okay, I know that this person is gay, but like they have such a strong disdain for like more flamboyant or feminine attributes. And that is coming from a deep rooted place of internalized homophobia, which is always coming from upbringing. So like, yeah, I often find like a lot of us in the community are still struggling with our own like layers of being homophobic. Like it's like you get to a point where it's like, okay, I accept myself to this point. Like I know I like boys, but I don't fuck with that, like that getting your nails done shit or that wig shit. Like that shit, that's OD, like you're gay as fuck. You know what I mean? Like just completely discard all these like more feminine or flamboyant people, but be okay with people who are like more chill about it or like more masculine or more straight passing. It's like, okay, that's cool, but just don't be doing all that switching high heel shit. Exactly. But I feel like, well, one, like I said, it's internalized homophobia, but two, also, like, I don't think that those people recognize that the reason why we're even able to be so free gay right now is because of those extremely flamboyant, feminine, trans people who've like genuinely paved the way for queer visibility. Like this whole, like us even being allowed to be married to the same sex, us being able to be so openly queer, like that would not have been a thing without like Black trans feminine woman who like back in the day, 80s, 90s, etc., were like putting themselves in positions to be seen, to be heard, doing ballroom, all this shit. Like they literally paved the way for all of us to be able to be free. So it does bother me when I see that, but also I understand that there's a comfortability. It's like as you're growing up, these people with internalized homophobia, like they find comfortability with proximity to straightness, because proximity to straightness grants them acceptance from their loved ones still. It's like, okay, they're finally okay with me like being like bi or whatever, but like, I just can't, we still don't fuck with that extra gay shit.
Extra leaf, right?
As close as I can to what I know my people will fuck with, because the last thing I want them to do is not love me anymore. So like, the proximity to straightness makes people feel more comfortable with, or not even more comfortable. It makes them feel like safer, I guess, because they know they won't lose nobody. So, you know what I mean?
That's a great take. That's a great take. I think that I agree. First, I want to say I agree. I think that it does come from a lot of internalized homophobia. I do also think that it comes from the societal homophobia. I think that, like you said, a lot of people still want to be accepted. That proximity to straightness still grants them acceptance into certain spaces, right?
Right.
You also said that it's kind of like they can't be the flamboyant, gay people that is kind of normal for people to think. When someone comes out as gay, you just think they about to be walking around here wearing purses and wigs and snatch. And it's not always, it's not always that. So what do you also have to say to that? To what, when people say, well, he don't look gay, or this doesn't look gay, or is there a look? Should people get out of that? Is that another kind of
I think it definitely is. I mean, I think like this association of gay being associated to like flamboyancy and femininity, like also makes people shy away from being more honest, because they're like, okay, the moment I tell you, you're gonna see me as some kind of fucking fairy, and like you're not gonna fuck with me. And it's like, truth be told, you could be the most masculine man, you know what I mean, have all these like manly qualities, but like you tell somebody you're gay, and in that moment, like they demasculinize you in their head. Immediately, you're not one of the boys no more. And it's just like that shies a lot of people away from being more honest, because it's like they don't want to be excluded, especially when they are one of the boys. They just happen to also like the boys.
Right. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I think my audience knows that we get real. We have real conversations, right? They said, so coming from the seat where I'm sitting, right? They said that is 100% correct. You grow up with this thought of being anything but straight is wrong, right? It's embarrassing, right? And so you kind of hide that. Even though you have gay family, but everybody got fucking gay cousins. Come on now. They said we not
cousins, aunts, uncles somewhere.
Somebody, they said your aunt, she got a little buzz cut. Come on, cuz, like, come on. we see each other. Okay. They said go watch We See Each Other, episode 23, Tuesday Night Live. That was Chef's Kiss. But they said, yeah, so sitting from where I'm sitting, it is definitely, I will say that is 100% right. But there is also this, I don't know, it's like, at least with me, there is this resistance to release vulnerability, right? Like with anybody. Like I feel it's sometimes hard to tell anybody anything personal, right? So it's like, for me, how do you think people should build that confidence, or build that that openness to talk about whatever they need to talk about, or whatever their case is, right?
I think that like how much vulnerability you're willing to show someone or something equates to like how like much you want to like foster a good connection with that person or thing. You have to be vulnerable with people, or you have to be vulnerable within your work, the things that you're making, if you want it to mean something.
Right.
That's just how it works. Now, like, is it easy? No. But so for example, like I'm gonna use the example of me going on live right now.
Okay.
That's something I really want. I want to foster, facilitate, and create a community of support amongst other like queer people like myself, young men, just people who resonate with me and what I have going on. But in order for me to foster and build that village online, I have to be vulnerable so people can see me and they can resonate with me. And that's what creates and facilitates the community I'm looking for. If I don't allow people to see me, they're not gonna resonate. You know what I mean? We're not gonna build that. So like, you gotta be vulnerable. And honestly, what makes it easier, what builds the confidence up enough to do it, is just doing it. And I know it sounds like annoying, but I watch this guy on YouTube. His name is Heinz, and he says this all the time, and I really resonate. He's like, people be waiting for the confidence to do something, but like the confidence comes after you take the action, like, and you see the result of the action. Then you build confidence because you're like, wait, I just saw myself do it. I can do it again, or I can do it better. You know what I mean? Like, we're waiting to feel confident, but you got to do the shit. Once you do the shit and you be scared of shit doing it, you're like, fuck, I'm about to put myself out there. I'm about to share this really vulnerable piece of myself with this person, with this podcast, with this whatever. Like, this is going to be hard and uncomfortable. But like, that is exactly where the confidence comes in. Once you see the results of that, where you're like, wait, I can do that. And like, I got so much love, or maybe I didn't, but maybe I could do that and make it better. Or I don't know. Like, you got to do.
Or maybe I didn't, and it feels free. Like, it feels
right.
more.
I feel lighter. I'm just like, wait, I feel fucking like, whew, like literally, like that's what I'm saying. People be waiting for the confidence, but confidence comes after you take the action. After you take the step, scared, and you walk out with the confidence. Because I did that shit. You know.
Right. They said we've talked a little bit about being kind of minority, being LGBTQ. What does that look like? I think we've kind of touched on it a little bit already in this episode of how that looks like in society, it becoming more normal. So what does that look like in entertainment? Right? No, you were going to say something.
Wait, no. Sorry, you said entertainment?
Yeah, you was about to say something.
Hey, mama.
Hey, mama. They said you were about to say something, though.
What you doing? This is my mom, y'all.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm a Joel. Oh, y'all look just alike. They said,
take off the glasses, mama.
Yeah,
let's see. Is it given?
They said, "Welcome to the Crazy Talk Pod." It's given. Yeah. I thought your sister looked like, but now I see where y'all get it from.
It's from my mama.
Yeah, you get it from your mama. Yeah. But he was about to say something.
Okay. Was it you tied in entertainment last second? Like,
yeah, I was segueing to the next topic, but you.
Okay, what's the next topic? Go ahead.
The next topic is LGBTQ themes in entertainment.
Okay.
Right. So,
well, being a minority, I'll start with that one. You said that being a minority and being LGBTQ.
Yeah. You are a minority.
Yes, I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Yeah. Talk to us about that. Because I do a lot of Black content, right?
Right.
They said Latinx, Latino people.
Yeah, Latino, whatever.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, like, to be real with you, like, I'm like, I grew up here, so I feel like I'm definitely very American in a lot of ways, but like I've been trying to reconnect more with like being like Puerto Rican, like the culture, just the Spanish, like the food. I actually am planning on moving there in a couple years. I like low-key really want to like learn. I feel really like I think it'll be good.
You want to move to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, and like
okay.
But I think
they said, was that an invite?
I think being like Latino here, like it almost like means something different because like
Mhm.
especially because I guess because like I don't really like speak Spanish and stuff. Like people don't like feel like my experience here isn't like a Hispanic experience. If that
Right.
makes sense.
Okay. You feel like it's not really adjacent to what
Yeah,
you
like I'm
think.
not even qualified to really speak
American
too much on
experience.
Latino shit.
Right.
Almost, I don't know why, but I really don't. I'm like I feel like I don't know enough. And even with the ice shit, I saw that as one of the topics that you sent me. But I
Mhm.
was like, I'm all I see is the videos, but as a Puerto Rican, like I don't have to worry about that because we're also
You're U.S.
citizens.
citizen.
Yeah, so like I'm
It's
like
different,
it is
right?
different.
That's also why, I kind of wanted the perspective because it is different. We see a lot in the black community where people don't feel adjacent to blackness because they didn't grow up in the hood, right? So
Mhm.
it's like it's kind of that same thing. You kind of don't feel the connection to what a lot of Hispanic people in America have to face because
Yeah,
one, you are an American born citizen,
yeah,
and it feels like sometimes you get the same rights as maybe a black person would or a white person would, or
yeah,
we don't get the same rights as them. They said, but black people and Latino people, we kind of get the same kind of we're
yeah.
kind of pushed in that same box, right? The
Right.
black and brown people. Um, that I always tell people, and this kind of ties into LGBTQ themes in entertainment, because I always tell people they talk a lot about black representation in television or radio or sports, and then they talk about Latinx representation in those spaces as well. Imagine if there were never any black people on TV, right? Or there were never any black or brown people on TV. What would that look like for entertainment? What would that look like for sports, radio, fucking podcasting? What
Shit would be whack.
it would be terrible, right? Like we would
Yeah,
all
literally.
be looking at the same Andy Griffith, Seth MacFarlane rundowns
No,
daily.
they literally love us. We are
Like
like their entertainment.
exactly. And so that's what I kind of want people, at least within, because I'm speaking from the black,
Yeah.
I they said they said we got to do better in allowing LGBTQ themes in an agenda, because people think it's an agenda, and I'll just be like, where is the agenda? Where is it? Like,
I see what people are saying about an agenda. It's like
let's talk about
people
it.
are seeing it as an attack on masculinity, an
Right.
attack on our men and our women, like
Okay.
an attack and like I feel like I feel like the entire idea of queerness, of course, is not an agenda. It's like it's a
Right.
real thing that happens in nature. It's more they're saying like it's really coming from a homophobic place though, but like
That's what I feel.
it's
Yeah.
just like I mean, yeah, it's really just saying like they don't want to feel like their children
Being
are being
forced.
like pushed to or curated to be gay, and it's like that's fine, I guess. Like
Mhm.
because no one is saying that. We're more just saying like if they do happen to be gay, it should be fine.
Exactly. And
But
that's what I feel LGBTQ representation in entertainment does. I
does
don't think it's brainwashing any fucking body.
right? It
They
makes
think
them look more normal. Like they're not like just some outsiders outside.
I'm not a weirdo,
Mm.
Like if excuse my language, if you like twat, you know what I'm saying? That's what you like, and that's okay. They said you're gonna grow up liking that regardless of what
Right,
you
it
like.
really do literally, and people want to blame it on other shit, but the truth be told, like it don't matter. Like if it's like something like in the brain, like you
It
can't
does
really
something.
control.
Yeah,
Yeah, like if they're gonna be straight, they're gonna be straight. Like they was already predestined to have that kind
to
of
have that trait, right?
yeah. So it just kind of is what it is. I do think people's getting cooler with it. It's more just like like I said, it's a societal thing though. Like when you get to certain places or like certain environments, it's just not like I
It's
don't
not
know.
less palatable, right?
Yeah, but truly, honestly, I feel like at least for me, like being like gay, being queer is kind of a superpower. Like
Okay.
not a superpower, like it makes me like overtly different, but like I think being someone who's like more in tune with my femininity and
Let's say,
masculinity,
see,
but like consciously, yeah. So not even like not like my gayness, but like my, I don't know. I guess just like I feel like being gay has like set me down a course of being more like emotionally aware,
right.
and
Okay. I understand that. I
you know
understand
what
what
I
you're saying.
mean? Like I've had to
Yeah.
like grow a certain kind of awareness being gay, especially in this society, like
Right.
awareness that I feel like has made me like a really good guy.
A good guy, yeah.
Yeah.
At the core of it, they said that's what it's about, people. They said being a good guy, okay? They said, and you are looking at two good guys right here. They said
Right.
you, like you're saying, having that experience as being gay in America for however long, you know what I'm saying? It's always been a struggle. They said so at every point you were gay in America, you can kind of feel it, right? They said so that gave you the kind of, like you said, the emotional intelligence to have certain conversations, go deep with things, and also connect to people who are maybe who aren't just like you but have other walks of life, right? They said in that's why I feel like it is important, and especially for us as men, right? They said because it is June, and yes, it is Pride Month, but it is also
Man.
Men's Mental Health Month, right? They said, and so I don't think men prioritize mental health as enough as we should, right? They said we always give it the narrative that people don't care about men's mental health or people aren't willing to care, but I think certainly we as men has done ourselves a disservice in not taking priority in mental health, which is why people have let it fall to the wayside and have not cared about it. So I think we as men have to do better in talking about it. One, expressing what mental health looks like, what practicing good mental health looks like, and no, it's not, getting your rocks off because you're stressed, or smoking weed because you can't sit still, or drinking because you're just trying to know. That's not mental health, okay,
Right.
fellas. It's talking to people, it's talking to men, women, people understand the plight that men have. So it's like it's not just fucking oblivious on everybody how important mental health is, especially when it comes to men. We have the highest suicide rate of any gender. So yeah, I think it's something that definitely needs to be talked about. You as a man, what do you think about men's mental health? You are also a very, like you said, emotionally intelligent person. What do you want to say? What do you think men should do to one, practice better mental health and then prioritize it? Boom.
Well, I think that a big thing with men's mental health, like I think this is like one of the core things actually why some men don't prioritize it or make it a thing, is because like there's this idea um of like being emotional or like crying is like inherently weak or feminine, and
Yes.
like it's like, oh, like men don't do that because like it's just giving bitch, like, you feel me? I
Yeah.
don't know. That's
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
it's like.
That's
And then when you're
pretty
growing up
fun. Yeah.
with that energy, it's like it makes you like start internalizing everything, and like, yeah, just showing a rough exterior. And I think that so many men have been doing, like, I feel like I started feeling I was like that for a while, but I feel like I caught it early. But like
Mhm.
people catch it at different times in their life. And I feel like when you really like that for a long time, like it's like it becomes really difficult to start prioritizing mental health because you start seeing like being emotional as like just something like to shy away from, which
Right.
makes you just start like, you're at that point you're not really acting intentionally. Everything that you're doing is just a reaction because you're
My
not
hat.
sitting with your emotion. You're just reacting to everything, and then
Yes.
that sets you on a fucking course to be crazy.
You
So
become a creature of habit. Yep.
yeah, right, a creature of crazy habits who doesn't know how to cope with their emotions.
Yeah. They said
And
that. Oh, do you have more?
no, well, and the truth is, like,
Mhm.
there's more strength in like letting your like there's more strength in being like vulnerable, at least with yourself. There's more strength in like letting yourself cry rather than like just like pretending that you don't. Like you think like that's easy, like especially after a whole bunch of time doing it, you could pretend that you don't all day long, that you don't care about something or that something doesn't matter or whatever. But like
Right. Eventually it's going to catch up.
exactly, eventually it's gonna catch up to you. So you might as well just sit with it.
Deal with it. And that's why I feel like a lot of people should also take out the notion that being emotional is crying all the fucking time. I'm a very emotional person. I haven't cried in years. They said I'm emotional to the point where I can let it out. I haven't cried in years.
That's crazy. You haven't like let out actual tears in years?
Yeah, no
tears in years.
They said we can talk about this. They said because I think that's a bigger discussion. I haven't cried in years, but I also don't think it's a bad thing, right?
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We can have the discourse about that. Yeah. I like that. I see difference of opinion. It makes you better friends, people. Just because someone doesn't think like you, doesn't see like you, doesn't mean they're your enemy. Okay. They said so, but back to men's mental health. I think that people should take the notion that being emotional is crying all the fucking time. No, sometimes you really, if you are an emotionally intelligent person, you sit with yourself and you hold yourself accountable for shit, or you reflect on certain shit, and it kind of like enlightens you. Like, oh shit, damn, I did that. Yeah, let's not do that again. Like it really
it's
practicing. It's humbling. Yes, like as even you're having the conversation with yourself and you're like, oh bitch, okay, yeah. You did that, and now let's fix it. They said, let's not do that. So it's evolving as people, as men, as human. I feel like as men, we are supposed to evolve much more than women are, like ever should. I feel like women sometimes come pre-evolved, right? Like they are fucking 16 telling people their emotions and their feelings and handling it in certain different ways. And I think us as men, we learned that later in life. I'm not the type of motherfucker that could ever. People will say, "Oh, I didn't know you felt that way," or "I didn't know you were thinking that," or "No, bitch, you did." They said because I told you, I articulated it clearly, and then I also left space for there to be rebuttal and disagreement, and also understand that disagreement. Right? They said,
"I'm not gonna hold you." I feel like that's just like what you. That's you have to like.
Yeah.
When you care about somebody in a connection, you have to like confront things because you value the connection and you want to give it an opportunity to continue. But if you don't open the floor for discussion, then it's like I don't know.
There's nothing. There's nothing. You feel me? Like there's nothing. And I feel like a lot of men, we have, and it actually goes back to what I was saying earlier. I don't know if you remember. I was saying earlier, it's this unwillingness to be vulnerable, right? To let out what's inside. And I feel like a lot of men feel like what's inside should always be, bottled up or inside. No, nigga, let that shit out. They said because people do some crazy shit when they hold their feelings in or they hold their emotions in. And like Joel said, it is 10 times worse. You are doing yourself a disservice by not dealing with that shit. Deal with your issues, nigga.
Literally.
I think that was a very progressive conversation about men's mental health.
It was. In ways you could do it. So give the people some ways that you can practice mental. How do you practice mental health?
How do I practice mental health? Oh, that's a good. They said, see, I'm usually not getting the questions. I like this guest. They said I'm not usually the one getting the questions. How do I practice mental health? I talk to myself a lot. They say
that's real.
Crazy. Yeah. I talk to myself a lot though. No, like real shit. I am very in tune like with myself. Like, and I think also that is another reason why I'm a lot of times unwilling to be vulnerable, because I feel like I'm so in tune with myself. There's nothing that could come from someone else that would be conducive to my peace or to my understanding of myself. Right. So I feel like locking in with yourself is one of the best ways to practice mental health. When you are able to really sit with yourself and deal with shit, and I'm not talking about like fucking your tire went flat. No, nigga. Like, okay, get over it. That shit that once you practice mental health, that flies off of your back. It fucks you up for 5 minutes and then you're over it. I'm talking about the deep shit, the shit that happens to you that you don't talk to nobody about, right? Or the way that someone made you feel that you didn't confront, that type of shit. Deal with it first, because once you deal with it inside yourself, and that means sitting, reflecting, okay. And once you reflect on some shit, it's kind of like you throw it the fuck away, like automatically. You reflect on some shit, oh, okay, boom, and it's done. You may not even ever have to have a conversation with the person about some shit that they said or something that happened to you. You could figure it out and deal with it within yourself so much that you like I said, it's nothing someone else could give me that I feel like would be conducive to my peace or my understanding of myself. You feel me? So yeah, lock in, nigga, lock in.
No, I agree. I agree.
How about what are some ways you practice maintaining a good mental health?
Mine's are a bit like simpler. Well, no,
Okay.
not even simpler, because I be talking to myself too. I think that's really important. Like you gotta be hit to where you are. So like, yeah. But honestly, like for me, it's been like routine. Like I've been trying to like do little things that I know like help me after I do them for long period of time. So like every morning I've been trying to journal. I wake up, I go sit on my porch and I journal. I know that sounds like the most sometimes. Sometimes I don't even feel like doing it and I'll just write something short. But like me just keeping up with myself like every day like has been making a big difference. I feel more present. Like and my journal entries are getting longer because I have more to say because like I don't know, I feel more here. So that's just been like a small practice I've been doing. Also, like working out. Honestly, like working out really helps me with my mental health and it helps me feel good in how I look, but also like it's genuinely a good, like I'm doing something good for my body and it also feels good to release some of this extra energy. I've been really removing a lot of vices. So like as I'm removing these vices, all that extra energy that I was using on all this stuff that wasn't serving me, I'm trying to find new ways to channel it. And the gym has been a really good one because it's like one you can really like I be in there like grunting, like I'm like, ugh, like I'm like letting
Right.
it out, but I'm getting stronger while I do it, so it feels like a good release.
Right.
Um,
They said the gym is definitely a great release. They said, and I feel like that's a way you can release stress. Like being stressful 100% adds to one's mental health. If you have a lot of pent up stress, you stressing about this, you stressing about that, nigga, go to the gym. Yes, I agree with that.
literally,
I agree with that. They said, and you'll look like Joel. They said win, win, right?
please.
They said, but no, we have been having great talks. We have been having great talk. Now we are going to get into kind of, my favorite topics, right? They said you, like you said at the start of the episode, you are looking to start a podcast, of course, and that is because you kind of already have built this community within your TikTok followers and your social media followers.
Yes, let me grab my charger really quick. I'm sorry, I'm listening.
No, you're good. You have really, like I said, built this community. You have been vulnerable with them. You have taken the time, and a lot of them, you know them just by like their profile pictures. You call out their name, and they'll, y'all will say what's up or what, whatever, what have you. I think that is, first of all, one of the a great first step into building a podcast. One, having a pre-existing community is always fucking stellar, but this community that you've built, kind of walk me through that. I remember kind of when we first got cool, you had some pop on TikTok. They said, but you weren't doing your daily lives. You were posting video every here and there.
Yeah.
And so what is, like you said, you're more present now by these journalings, and so has that helped you with building your TikTok community, building your live, and building your kind of like influencership?
I feel like it's like it hasn't in this very moment, but it's about to start to. Like I feel like this next like journey I'm about to go on is going to be very abundant online. I can feel it, and I feel like it's going to be purposeful too. So like I've just been trying to be intentional leading up, but I will say like I've had like 3 different TikToks already. Honestly, I've had 3 different TikToks. My first one blew up and got attention because I came out on there. Like I had made a video about me being bisexual. That was like my first time like telling anybody anything. I just
Oh, you're bisexual?
No, I'm not. I'm gay now. There's
Okay.
baby steps.
I was going to say, wait,
There's baby steps to accepting myself. I'm like, okay, yo, I'm bi.
they said we got to find that TikTok. We got to find that
No,
TikTok.
we
Is it
don't.
still
It's
around?
cringy. I was like 18. I had a buzz cut. I had just shaved all my hair off.
Like
And
low?
yeah, like actually, I've been growing my hair out since that. It's been 5 years now. I've been growing my hair out. I'm 23. I shaved it off when I was 18.
Mm.
But at that time, I had just came out. That's why I shaved it. I did all that shit all at once.
Okay. It was like a
Yeah, I was
turning.
having a moment.
turning
I'm like, I'm free.
yeah. It definitely was a moment.
Yeah, I'm like, I got this tattoo. I got a nose piercing.
Do you have any more tattoos?
I do. I have this
No,
one.
we're getting off track. Oh well, y'all still gonna watch.
Okay.
No, they still gonna watch. They said, you have so you have the snake tattoo. You've been had that, right?
That's not a snake. That's a dragon.
No, I'm talking about the one on your neck.
Oh, that's not. What's
that?
These are little baby angels. What are they called? I forgot.
Oh,
What these have a name?
I don't know the name of those. I thought that was a snake. Or am I talking about the dragon?
You talking about the dragon because it got like
I was talking about the dragon. Yeah.
I don't got no snake. I got a moth right here.
Okay, so what does that symbolize?
The moth. That was my last tattoo. I got it when I was 21. Moths they head towards the light.
Right. Okay.
And I feel like, yeah, after 21, I don't know. All these years, each one of these have a year. Like this is 18, this one's 19. I have 20 on my leg, and this one's 21.
Mm.
And the goal is to get what I was gonna do is get one every year, and just eventually be covered. But I missed out the last 2 years because
yeah, I mean, I haven't had a tattoo since I was 15, 14.
That's crazy that you got a tattoo at 15, 14.
They said, yeah, they said my rebellion came a little early.
Right.
You know,
Wait, you were kind of a child. But you got that big ass thing done?
Yeah. I got three all in the same year. This one, and this one.
Oh, you
and I haven't had one since. Because they kind of hurt. So.
Nobody said nothing. Nobody checked you at the time.
My mom?
Yeah.
She drove me to get it.
Oh, you snapped.
Yeah. They said no, I wasn't allowed to do shit. So the least she was allowing me to do was get a tattoo. And I was like, that was
I wanted a tattoo bad. My mom wouldn't let me get one. So I'm gonna have to wait till I'm 18.
Yeah, I was picking and choosing my battles during those times. I was like, okay, I can't do shit, but I can have a tattoo. I'm not understanding the math, but I'll take it. They said, but yeah, so back to building your community. You've built this community. You're super vulnerable with them. Talk to me about the kind of the inner workings of that.
Right. So honestly, since I've been doing it on all the other accounts, I really just go on live and I sometimes have a specific story to share, or honestly, I kind of treat it as a FaceTime with the world. That's really how I feel. I feel like I'm on FaceTime with the world, and of course, similar people come up because they like to be on FaceTime with me type shit. Right. And yeah, and in terms of being vulnerable, like I said, I've been on TikTok since I was 19 now, just on different accounts. So I feel like that's really the name of the game with social media, low key, and people don't even realize it, but there's a lot of power behind your vulnerability and authenticity. People resonate with the truth. Right. They just do. And when you're overtly living your truth and showing it with people see that. Because there's a million good looking people, but it's not that. It's the energy through the post. And that comes from the authenticity behind it.
Being good looking helps, but
being, of course, you feel me? People like to see something pretty, but this can also see a million pretty things. What keeps them staying watching you? Exactly.
It says so. Like I was saying, when we first met, you weren't really, looking to monetize this. You weren't really looking to build a community per se. What does that look like now for you in 2026 as someone a part of Gen Z? I'm a Gen Z, not Gen C. They said Gen Z. Yeah. What does that look like? Are you taking more ownership of monetizing your social medias?
Honestly, and as of like right in this moment, no, but it's something I think about all the time. I'm like, I could literally start actually monetizing and trying. And I was talking to you a little bit about this before we actually
Yep.
started the show up, but like, I'm struggling personally still with like my own fear of almost like feeling like it's not gonna work for some
Right.
reason. And I don't or like not even that or that, but also like it's scary like actually trying. I feel like up to this point I've really just gone on there when I had the time and like connect. I just love to connect with people. So it's really free flowing. I'm not actually trying too hard. I'm building a community just by being myself, and I haven't been aiming it anywhere specific. But now that I'm seeing that like people really resonate with me just showing up, being myself, like that can be really powerful. And I could use that. I could use that one to like say something really meaningful because people are watching.
Listening.
And two, that can come back to me in the form of abundance, like genuinely, monetarily, through experiences, through like everything. It could really help me level up. But I feel like, and I've been really trying to remind myself, like, I'm deserving of it. There's a part of me that maybe feels undeserving of it or feels like I can't do it. Like, I don't know, there's something, but like, I just been trying to remind myself because once I get to that position, that level up position, I know I'm going to actually do something good with it. So like, I just need to believe. Basically, it's a long story short.
Yeah, no, that makes hella sense because I think that is a lot the position that a lot of people in our generation is in. Like we're at the forefront of watching how social media can be very lucrative. We're watching how we really don't have to change much about ourselves to be lucrative on social media. So why aren't we doing it? Or we're at that point of we're at the cliff and we're just not yet ready to jump off because we don't know if we're hanging glide. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like we don't know if it's a plummet or if we're gonna hang glide. And you know, and so
Exactly. That's a great way to, yeah.
oh no, I'm great at analogies.
Yeah, that was a great analogy.
They
Like,
said
is the
so
parachute gonna just not work, or is
exactly or you're gonna plummet. They said, but that is like we've said, you've actually emphasized it a lot this episode. That's the first step in building confidence and building and
you gotta
taking away
jump
the
off the cliff.
you gotta jump off the cliff.
Yeah.
They said in the realm of this, you have 99 lives. In the realm of this, they said don't go jumping off cliffs because you're not going to survive. They said, but jump off these cliffs, jump off these figurative cliffs because it's like a video game. You have respawns. You're going to jump off the cliff, and if you plummet, you'll end up at another cliff, ready to jump again. And that's the beauty in it. That's the beauty in all of it. They said
that next cliff that you jump off of, you're gonna have that confidence. You're like, I survived that last cliff I jumped off of, and now I got another cliff, but I've done this before. That's what I was saying. It's that confidence. So you're right. I'm like waiting for confidence to start trying to make it something when the confidence is gonna come from jumping and doing it. Yeah,
hitting the next cliff. Yeah, they said even if you hang glide, you only gonna hang glide but for so long until you got to go to your next cliff. They said so that I think, Joel, we have created the perfect analogy for this. They said hang glide or jump, whichever one is going to be fun. It's going to be a ride and it's going to be a journey. They said we have talked about a lot today. We've talked about a lot. We got a little Pride Month in there. We got a little minority in there. You know, some men's mental health month. They said now that we're kind of wrapping up, I think it would be fun to. Of course, I'm wondering. Well, not I'm wondering. I'm sure people are going to wonder how do they know each other, right? How are they friends, right? Do you want to do the honor of telling the Crazy Talk podcast audience of how we met?
Really? You want me to do that?
Yeah, go ahead. If he tells it right, I mean, of course, y'all know.
No, right. Go ahead, correct it if I'm gonna correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was this one time. I just got out from the gym, I think, and I was going to Salad Works to go buy me a healthy meal because I'm like, I'm on this health and wellness kick. Like, yes, let's do this.
Yeah. Mhm.
Boom, I go and buy this meal and and I'm in line and boom, there's Kobe behind the counter. And I'm like,
They said yes, I was working at Salad Works.
yeah, he was working at Salad Works.
Yeah.
And when I tell y'all, Kobe could not like keep his eyes off me, bro. Kobe could not keep his eyes off me.
I love eye contact.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Like Kobe could not keep his eyes off me. Kobe was like, did you serve me my food?
I did.
Right. He served me my food, and the whole time, like I could feel like his nervous energy, but I could also feel him like really looking at me. Like I could tell it was given like I need that. Very subtly and like shyly. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway,
They said you're good at picking up energy. Okay.
that's how I read it. At least we've never actually talked about this. That's why I think it's funny. Like
we haven't.
no, we haven't.
Well, we haven't talked in a little minute. He's lived several lives, people.
Please.
But they said, but no. Yes, I was serving you your food, and okay, you're on track right now. Okay.
Right. So boom, I'm getting my food, I get my shit, I get out. Then boom, once I get back into my car, I'm about to serve that bitch up because I'm really hungry right then and there. And
yeah.
And then I realized I need more dressing, I think it was. I need something. I ended up going back inside for something.
Needed more dressing.
Didn't I go back inside for something?
Yeah, more dressing.
Yes. Okay, so boom. I go back inside. I ask somebody else for more dressing. And then Kobe like comes out the bathroom or something. He's out somewhere. And he's just staring at me. Like he looks like, yo. I feel like I got this man too stunned to speak. So and then I go back to my car. My second dressing. And Kobe.
No, you're on track.
And Kobe like comes up near the door. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's sweeping or like he's just there. But then boom, he's staring at me, y'all, again through the door. I'm just like just looking at me. He's giving like, okay. I feel like he needs that. So then I get up and I'm
finally,
like,
right after
being stared at for like multiple times by this stranger. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe this stranger needs something from me. Or let's just go find out what's up. So now I walk inside. I'm like, hey, what the fuck did I say? I don't even remember.
Oh, okay. They said Joel was doing good. He was doing good up until that part.
Okay.
You were in your car, and I was still like in the building, but it was like windows, and like of course I was looking outside. But I was looking outside. They said, and he saw me looking, of course, and he was like. And I was like,
oh, that sounds right. Yeah. Yeah.
Who he talking to? But of course, I was like, oh, great. I didn't have to do it. Yeah, they said so. Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's love. Okay.
Yeah. And then he was like, and then I came outside, of course. And yeah, do you remember from then? You can finish because you were telling it very funny.
Basically, I don't even remember for real. Honestly.
You don't remember? Okay, so
yeah.
And okay, so this is where I take over, right? So then he was like, come here. So of course I came outside, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I was like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? I was definitely giving off the I need that energy. I guess I was. I don't know. You know,
it wasn't like overt. It was more just like, why else is he staring at me? Like that's the only thing I could think of is like because I was just like,
I don't who is this man? They said
right, like that's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah. And yeah, so he was like, you know, you can have my Instagram. And I was like, excuse you. Shit. In my head.
I had mentioned you staring at me or something.
Yeah,
I was like
you said what?
No, I definitely told you. I had to have told you like
yeah.
you keep looking at
like,
me.
You was like, no, you was like, you can have my Instagram. And I was like, oh, for real? You was like, yeah.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Boom. He gave me his Instagram, right? I texted him. Y'all. He did not respond for like 2 weeks. They just said, and that's how we met.
Literally.
And then one day we smoked.
Yeah.
And great friends since. Yeah.
Literally.
Yep. They said it's been a journey. They said that it's journeyful, right? They said life is journeyful.
It is cool. It's cool. I met you very like organically,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that never happened to me before. I've never met anybody like that.
And honestly, that doesn't happen often, like just much in general, especially at least for me in the gay dating scene. Like I don't really like meet men out like and about in the real world that I'm like bold enough to be like, do you need that? You know,
right.
Never.
They said, and I, of course, now we done told the story. They're wondering if I ever got that. No, I didn't. They said, there y'all go. They said Joel has been dodging and this. So
chill. Yeah. Me and Kobe are good friends.
Yeah, we're good friends. We're good friends. Take what you can get. Take what you can get. You know.
I'm crying.
But yes, this has been informative. This has been intriguing, of course, entertaining, and yes, hilarious. I like this. This was fun. They said
it was.
They said, and now that your cherry has been officially popped, do you see yourself doing this more? Do you see yourself starting your own podcast?
No, for sure. This was like a really nice ease into like what I've been already thinking about for like the last like week and a half or two. So
yeah, we used a little Vaseline. We didn't.
Right.
We was. They said
Vaseline is crazy.
No, you know. Shout out Ice Cube. Shout out Ice Cube. Yeah.
But no, for sure. I really enjoyed this. It was really nice. It was a free flowing comment. And it's good talking to you again. It's really been so long. And like we had some good smoke sessions and some like good yeah, we did. We had good talk. So I'm happy I could talk to you again and it be on like your own podcast like that. Like
thank you for that. But I want to let the audience know. And he's a cheater. He cheats in chess, in pool, in basketball. In any game you play on the phone,
I'm just like really good, like scarily good. Like I feel like people don't even get it.
Any game you play on the phone, he's going to cheat. He swore up and down he was not good.
The delusion.
Like I got straight hustle. They said, but thank you for that. I'm glad that like you said, we have reconnected. It has been a great talk. Look, I mean, we literally just sat here and chatted for an hour without even
hour and 7 minutes. That's pretty cool. And it's kind of perfect timing because my laptop's about to die. So
yeah, like in divine time.
Divine timing.
You know, that seems to be our theme. They said so. Yes, this was again. I want to thank you for coming on. I'm glad that this is inspiring you to do something. I'm hopeful that we see some more collabs from Joel's World and the Crazy Talk podcast in the future. Yeah. And nothing but abundance for you, my brother. Nothing but abundance, good life, peace, happiness, a little bit of weed.
Right back at you for real. It's been a pleasure being on here, and we're going to chop it up soon for sure.
Yes, I hope. They said we definitely got to get a smoking soon. So let's, you feel me? They said, but it is your boy, Kobe Nasir Wallace, aka Call Me Crazy, and I am here with. Tell them where they can follow you, find you.
Joel, you can follow me right here on Instagram, Joel's World, and my TikTok name is my whole government. Actually,
what is your whole government? I love this. Let's hear it.
I know. It's kind of that's a whole nother thing, but it's Joel Javier Cintron and JJC exactly. And I've thought about that for a while, and I was like, is it weird to have my whole government as my ad name? But low key, like, not really. When like, I'm not trying to like sell a character. Like, I'm literally just like selling me. Like, I'm just being me. I'm not selling myself. That sounds crazy, but you know what I mean. This is like my diary. Like, this is Joel. You know what I mean?
That's why I come on as Kobe Nasir Wallace, because it's who else can it be, right? They. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. They said it is this will drop on Saturday. They said so. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I got a whole lot more content coming. Oh, I'm about to be in DR next week. It's about to be a blast. Yes, they said so. Tune the fuck in, subscribe, and keep running them numbers up. Y'all been fucking with me on TikTok and y'all been fucking with me on Instagram. So let's keep Let's keep doing that. They said, but this was all grown up. This was the all grown up conversation. It's the Crazy Talk podcast, and we are signing out.